So what I've done here is I've taken the cards that we are ecstatic to play, the cards that we're really excited to have in our list. I brought them down here. It comes with 17 cards. If we sort by cost after doing that, we can get a better feel of kind of what we're needing. We don't really need any more big stuff, but our only early plays are like Bolt, and the Sentinels are nice, and like Cultivate is okay, but we really don't have a lot of early game. We're prone to a deck that goes like turn 1 Elite Vanguard, turn 2 Stormfront Pegasus, or turn 2 whatever 2-power guy, you know. Especially if they have like pacifism for our Gargoyle Sentinel or things like that. The late game is looking pretty good. We've got just lots of big guys and stuff. We got plenty of ways to deal with like a Blinding Mage, things like that. So what we're really looking for is stuff that can either stem an early tide or helps us recover a lot of lost tempo from the early turns when we play it. And these cards over here are the cards that we're I forgot to bring the Fire Servants over. We're okay playing any of this stuff. A 2/2 Defender is not a good card, but it might be good in this deck, and I probably won't start him, but I'm definitely going to look to side him in against anything playing, like for instance Garrick's Companion, and things like that. You know, it's fine to have this guy out there just to trade while you're building up your, you know, your late game. If all you need this guy to do is trade, even as a late draw, he still is a 2/2. We could play Fling. I just hate Fling. It's just I don't have anything I can sacrifice for value, and like all my creatures are good. I'm probably going to be behind on board when most of my creatures hit. So I'm probably going to play the Hornet Sting just because it usually gets value, and I know I passed a Royal Assassin, and I'm not trying to have less than 3 or 4 ways to deal with Royal Assassin, because that will just take over the game, especially against a deck like this. Fire Servant is a 4/3 for 5, which is okay. We definitely can fit a couple of 5-drops if we want to. Let's see. I get if a red instant, so it doesn't work with Hornet Sting. It does make Chandra's Outrage a total beating. Kill a creature, they take 4. Pyroclasm, See, I don't want to do 4 damage with Pyroclasm. I only want to do 2 because that leaves all my stuff alive. Bolt obviously becomes 6 mana for 1 damage. Fireball is good. I just don't think that's better than a Canyon Minotaur. It has 1 extra point of power, and it might randomly pick you up some extra damage. How many lands do I want in here? I have the Sylvan Ranger and the Cultivate, but the deck needs to get to 5 or 6 lands just to be good. I wish I had another like Yavimaya Worm. I feel like I've got decent mid-game stuff, but I don't have the late-game stuff to build up to. Nature Spiral could certainly make the deck, although most of what I'm recurring is going to be expensive threats. Cudgel Troll is almost impossible to kill twice. Sylvan Ranger is okay value with the Nature Spiral. Another 2 for 1. Acidic Slime obviously is amazing. I have enough bombs that Nature Spiral, like against other control decks, Nature Spiral is going to be really good. I think I'm vastly underrating Canyon Minotaur, though. I think I want a couple of those in there for sure, because a 3/3 for 4 is fine and is at least good on defense. I might just be too worried about bombs, like, you know, the Mythic Bombs, Baneslayer Angel, stuff like that. I don't really have a good way to deal with. I could play Assassinate if this is looking like a 17 land deck. I have 2 ways to find a swamp, and then the swamp itself. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Because let's say I don't run Assassinate, then I still need 3 more cards. So like I play Canyon Minotaur and one of the Fire Servant, and then I have to pick between. Yeah, Assassinate is just way better than those other cards, even if it takes a while to cast it. I really don't want to play Fire Servant. I think I'd play the all the Canyon Minotaurs before I played Fire Servant. Because this deck is going to be mostly worried about getting beaten down. I think the late game is alright. Beaten down by aggro decks or control decks just having like Stormtide Leviathan and you get wrecked. And this is an out to Stormtide Leviathan where I don't have any other ones. So then I can play Chandra's Spitfire, which is a reasonable 1/3 flyer for 3. Fire Servant is basically just a big dumb dude for 5 mana. I'm not going to play Lava Axe. Nature Spiral. If I knew my opponents were aggressive with, like, you know, Stormfront Pegasus or even just like regular Goblin Pikers 2/2s, this guy would be the pick. If I knew my opponents were slow and playing like a grinded out game, Nature Spiral would be the pick. So I guess that eliminates Fire Servant. Since I'm not playing Lava Axe and I'm not playing... Yeah, I kind of just want another early guy. I think I'm going to play the Spitfire. It's okay. It randomly gets in for value if and it survives Pyroclasm. That's pretty good. I definitely have a lot of stuff that I'll be subbing in though, for sure. Probably not those guys, but these guys against aggro, and this against that mind control I passed, and yeah. I mean, I'm not particularly happy with this deck, but it's alright. 8 and 8. See, I don't think that's right. I think I want an extra mountain because, well, I do have 2 green cards that can get me mountains if I need them. I'm just worried. I want to be able to cast Cyclops Gladiator on turn 4. That might be worth going 9 and 7. I'm not sure. Maybe I should cut the Assassinate since I have a triple red card in my deck, but that doesn't make any sense. Maybe 8 and 8 is best, and I just have to accept that I'm going to have to either delay or rely on one of my fixers to get in there. Because if I sort by color, it's about even, and there's not a lot of double red cards, there's a lot of double green cards. So alright, well, we'll see you in round 1, and hopefully we aren't one and done.